What's up, YouTube? Just did the auction on I'm a New York Warriors, NY Warriors, and this is the books I had left over. Um, I might have some of these available next week when I'm on there, but just kind of did a preview, and if anyone's interested in any of these books, let me know. Maybe we can work something out. And of course, I'll try to. I'm not really putting prices on it during this video. If you're interested, let me know, and I'll shoot you a price. And of course, if you buy multiple books, we'll work some kind of deal out, and I'll give you a better deal. Some of the I just started with some of the bigger books. Um, this is a Iron Man #1. This does have a slight, very slight color touch, whatever that means. It's a really, really nice looking book, though. Just it is a color touch on there, so of course you can get that removed. I think they scrape it off or something like that. They'll probably drop the grade. But yeah, so that is available. Let me just get through these real quick. These are the restored books, like color touch and stuff. This is another one. This is Luke Cage #1, 7.5 slight C1. It has a small amount of color touch on cover, right and bottom edge trimmed. So that kind of sucks, you know. So that is available if someone wants to. It doesn't mind a purple label, and just wants to look at a pretty book. Let me know. And then I think this is the last one that's kind of got a color touch, but this is a Avengers 57 restored. This is also signed by Ward Thomas. So story by him. Small amount of color touch on cover. I'm not sure where this one is either. I was really surprised when I saw that too. I have a few of these, but this was the one I had signed, so I thought it was my nicest copy, and I got it signed, and unfortunately came back with that color touch. But I am going to get rid of it. I'm going to have to get it. Pull out my other ones I have somewhere. I have like 2 or 3 of these. Going to have to get that one signed in slab too. But I am willing to let that go. This is another one that I'd be willing to let go. If I don't sell this one, I'm probably going to have it reslabbed, and clean, press, whatever, with CGC. You know, they have that 50% off thing. So I have a membership that's going to run out by the end of the summer, so might as well use it for this. It is a cool cover. And this book is kind of pricey. I was surprised. It's well over $100. I think I mentioned I do $90 plus shipping for that. So these are just some random books. This is a Green Lantern 80, 7.5. I think it's a Neil Adams cover. Yeah, Neil Adams cover. Did the interior too. Of course, I have this one. This is 8.5, First Black Cat. Anyone's interested. I also have this one still. I think I do. I want to say like $120 for this plus shipping. Like I said, if you buy a few books, I do a deal. It's a really cool book. I have a couple. This is my second copy, so the other one I have is a 9.6, unfortunately, too. And then I have another Hero for Hire. This one's a 5.0, but it's not. There's no color touch on this one or trimmed. It's legit. So I am willing to let that go. Also, I have a nicer copy. This one I'm not sure about. You're going to have to make me a pretty good offer for this one. The last one I sold for $300, and that was a while ago. And it's a pretty rare book to find if you're J. Scott Campbell. I'm kind of wanting to hold on to I have 2 copies. Kind of want to hold on to them until I maybe reaches some kind of like Black Cat cover. Not Black Cat. Black Cat cover one he did. You know, who knows, but this is Bubblegum #1. This is the fan appreciation, customer appreciation exclusive. In order to get this, you had to spend $100 on one of 2 different days. And of course, I spent well over $100 on 2 different days, so I got 2 copies of it. They both got signed and graded, and both it came back at 9.8. So if someone's really wants this and is willing to give me a really good price to make me let it go, let me know. Birds of Prey 9.0. This is a checkmark one. I actually got this from Evan Leahy way back. Of course, it's the Nightwing and Oracle Romance Begins. So I'm willing to let that go. I have raw copies of it, but don't have another graded. I just want to kind of offload some slab I don't really care too much about. But, you know, the Birds of Prey show or movie or something coming out, because it's just a random Superman cover, 234, 8.5. It is a Neil Adams cover, though, so not too expensive for those. This one I kind of struggle with wanting to let go, but I'm willing to let it go. This is an Origin 2, number 1. This is the sketch cover, and it's signed by Adam Kubert, and it's in gold. It is a legit beautiful book with that gold signature. It's awesome. I just, I got this at my first con, signed at my first con. I went to the Boston Con back during the summer of the Boston Marathon bombing. Here's another one. The bag's a little ripped on that. This is Secret Wars number 1, signed by Amanda Conner at the Boston Con. A lot of these are signed at the Boston Con and New York Con. So it's just Secret Wars number 1. It's the Amanda Conner Women of Marvel variant. This book is going up in price. I was surprised when I looked at the value of it on GPA. Hawkman number 1. I'm probably going to let this go because I'd rather have a higher grade copy of it. Just get rid of it. So yeah, this is Hawkman number 1, 4.0. And you can see there's a bit of a problem with the staple right there. So yeah. I do have another one. No, actually, I don't have another Hawkman. That's the only one I have, that one. This one here is my second copy of Supergirl number 12, signed by Artgerm 9.8. I wanted to let that go. I also have a 6.0 Submariner number 1. This is one of the books I'm also struggling with, which I should just hold on to it, because sooner or later, he's going to be in something. He's going to be in some movie or something, and this is going to go up in price. But I have, I think, 5 copies of this raw, and I think I got another one graded too. I can't remember. This is another copy of the third printing of Cry for Dawn number 1. I sold one already for $75. I'd be willing to let this one go for $75 also. Now, this is a yellow label. However, that was a mistake, and I'll tell you why. Look at that. 2006. There was no grading company in 2000. I don't think CGC was around. No CBCS wasn't around. I sent this in to get authenticated, a signature, and it was authenticated. Joseph Linzer, signed by. However, it was a yellow label instead of a red label. It's a little thing, but it is an authentic. That's definitely legit. His signature. I have a bunch of stuff signed by him. He's one of my favorite artists. So this is my favorite cover of all time. So this is just a beautiful cover. So I'd be willing to let that go, probably for $75 too. Might as well show this with that. Someone's a fan of that Cry for Dawn. I also have a number 5, 7.5 signed by Linzer in 2017. I got that personally signed. That I'd be willing to sell also. I mean, if we want to do a deal, the two of them, we can do that. I got a Batgirl number 12. I don't know why this got a 8.5. Or at least when I did get it signed, I didn't realize that it would get an 8.5. I thought it was a lot nicer than I thought it was. But it is an A5. It is signed by Artgerm. Just not been pressed, but I don't know if there's anything in here that can be fixed by pressing. There might be. Of course, I don't know if you can look up CBCS's grading notes or something. I can't remember. I don't have a membership with them anymore anyway, so. But, yeah, so maybe you can. Maybe there's a way you can look it up. I can't remember. But yes, I'd be willing to let that go. That's a pricey book. Like I said, I did get another copy graded and signed. I think it came back at 9.8. This is a Captain Marvel #4 subby cover. When I first started collecting, I was going with PGX. That's why I have so many of them. It was 2-week turnaround time. Extremely, extremely cheap. At the time, I think it was like $12 a book for grading. So I was just like grading anything, that I thought was cool. Wasn't really into really knowing what to get graded at the time. I just graded everything. Not really worth much, but one of those slabs I want to get rid of. And then I got this one. This is a Forever Evil Lenticular, signed by David Finch, 9.8. That was a pricey book at one time. It's still, I think, probably over $100. I can't remember. The last sold one was like 2 years ago that I saw in GPA. Then I got a Faust #1 for all you Tim Vigil fans. I got my second copy here, my lower grade. Faust #1, signed by Tim Vigil, East Coast Comic Con actually. It's the only year I went so far. I took my niece to this con. She had a good time. It was her first Comic Con. She got to sit in the Batmobile. Then I got a Descender #1. This is the standard cover, signed by Dustin Nguyen, 9.6. I have the variant cover signed by him, 9.8, so I want to get rid of this one. Really good series. I like that series a lot. And I still have this Big Hero 6, 8.0, signed by Claremont. I wanted to let that go. I think I was willing to let this go for 85 plus ship. I'm not 85, 35 plus shipping. So, pretty sure that's what I said. Now this one, it's trimmed. And it's the top edge is trimmed, and this is like, to me, was really crooked, and I was hoping it was a miscut, because these were all hand cut, so these Fantasy Quarterlies, first appearance of Elquest, so you can see top edge trimmed. So 8.5. I have a 9.4, I think. I think it's a 9.4, so I'm going to let that go. Unfortunately, that happened. It's a hard book to find, too. Then we got a few more here. This is signed by Star Wars Vader Down #1, Sia and who's awesome, and Joe Caramagna, Northeast Comic Con, so small con up here in the Boston area. Very small con. They did their own cover. So I wanted to let that go. It's not going to be expensive at all, but it has 2 signatures on it though. So, in this one, kind of want to keep it, but it's a Batgirl #1 signed by Phil Noto. Kind of want to keep it though, so should be an offer maybe if you're interested. Also have a random Daredevil #9. You guys know I sold the #7. Kind of feel like I let it go a little low for $150. Yeah, so hope I think his name is Craig. Hope he enjoys it. I believe he's the one that lives in Michigan also, where I'm moving to. I think he lives in Detroit though, a little bit more urban area than I am going to be living in. I'm going to be more rural. This is one of those books too. I just got slabbed because I thought it was a nice copy, and I was just starting to collect. Flash 166 7.0 though. It's a cool cover. Captain Cold. Then this is another one I made a mistake on. I thought this was, when I sent it in, I thought it was the first Ted Kord Blue Beetle, Captain Atom 83, but I didn't know that there was Modern Comics. It's a reprint. I didn't pay. I was wondering why. I thought it scored. It's like, oh, I didn't pay $25 for the book, but I realized why I only paid $25 for it. So that is for sale. And then I have this whole run that I showed of X-Men books. I'd be willing to let these go at $20 a piece. basically, 20 a piece, and then plus shipping. So that's X-Men 201, X-Men 210, X-Men 211, X-Men 212, awesome cover there. These books are, some of these books are worth $50, maybe, something like that. Some of the Mutant Massacre ones with the Wolverine and Sabretooth on the cover there. 222. And some are worth like $30, 25, $30. That's why I figured 20 a piece is good. I mean, it's more than the slab in the, well, maybe not. I think I paid 12 plus the book, so it's not what I paid for them, I guess. You know, if I don't include shipping in it, you know. We also have these last few books. This is a Cavewoman Castaway, no number, just a random book I bought online because of the cover. It's not a Bud Root cover, it's actually a Devin Mass. Oh no, it is a Bud Root cover. So, I don't know. Oh, I might want to keep that one now. I thought it was, I didn't think it was him, I thought it was a Dave Massey one. But yeah, so that's, well, I'll let that go. Then I got this random Legend of Oz. Wicked West, number 1, 9.6. Very cool cover though. It's a Nifiano cover. She did a lot of coloring or inking, whatever it was, color for J.I. Campbell back in the day. Then I got this one. This is Rose number 1. This is from the 25th anniversary box variant. I did buy a couple of those boxes and the image boxes, and I got a Rose, and I had it signed by Meredith Finch. I do have the regular cover or whatever, the David Finch cover that did it. I had both of them signed, but he didn't work on this, so he just did the variant cover. So I just had her sign that. 9.2. I would keep it if it was a higher grade, but and these are the maybe ones, depending on the price. This one is because I kind of like the little heart she drew on it for me. This is from Bennett, Marguerite Bennett. I don't want to sell that one, really. I just think it's, you know, the little heart was just her showing how much she loves me. You know, so, you know, Fab Tar stuff, she does the same thing, a little heart. And I swear she did it for me. Everything she signs, she does that, I think. And this is a copy of page number 1, 9.6. The reason I'm not sure about this, because the prices are way off, up and down, kind of like crazy. So if I can get what I paid for it, or maybe a little bit more, that would be great. But I just couldn't let this go for less than $175. So I just would lose money. I hate losing money. But this one here is a Venom number 1. It's signed by Tony Moore. I don't like the guy. He's I don't know. Never mind. I can't say that, but I don't know. I just got a bad feeling when I met with him before, and it just rubbed me the wrong way. But you know, other people have done that and kind of turned my idea of them turned it around like that. I think Billy Tucci rubbed me the wrong way one time, and at the Bill Gabble-Con, and I have a totally different view of him now. I think he's an awesome guy. Had a good experience with him at the Boston Con. Simon Bisley, fucking asshole. Can't stand that dude. Never gonna like him. This is another one I may let go, but I kind of don't want to. This is like, the last sold is like $110, $120. And it's signed by Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti. So, yeah, that one's not getting sold. I was going to put that up there. I was like, why am I having this here? I thought I had another copy at 9.6, but I don't think I do. So, And then the last final book that I will show is... No, actually, I'm going to show two more books. Okay, I'll show this book first. This is going to cost some money, though, because I'm just not going to sell, because I know I don't want to sell it, really, honestly. But I'd be willing to take $7.50 for this book. Kind of don't even want to sell for that, and plus shipping. But it's a Amazing Spider-Man 129. It does have the coloring, a little mark there, whatever it is, right there. And it hasn't been pressed. The other one has been pressed, but I kind of want to get it pressed now, cleaned, and regrade it. Well, we'll see. Maybe. I know there's a lot of maybes here. One more book. I might as well just show this little collection I got while I'm here, because one of these books I wouldn't want to sell, because I have too many of them now. But this is the first one. This isn't for sale. This is going to get regraded because this is a limited. This is the only 300 of these were made. Curse Pirate Girl, self-printed by Jeremy Bastian with Comic Exposure. I think he did it with the Comic Express. It's a self-publishing company back in the day. The reason I got an 8.0 is because of that. I did not see that. I don't know how I didn't see it. I got so excited about getting him to sign it and grade it. I didn't notice the back. So I'm going to get this regraded with CBCS. I have to, because it's signed by him. But it's also signed on cover and signed and sketched by Jeremy Bastian on first page and signed by David Peterson, because he did a pin-up in it. So that's going to get regraded. It's not for sale. I just wanted to show that. Show my little collection here I got. And this is the old Lore of Yore, Volume 1. This is from 2005. Signed by Jeremy Bastian and David Peterson. 9.8. My little Curse Pirate Girl collection. And then this one is not for sale, but it is a Curse Pirate Girl #1. This one's signed by David Peterson and by Jeremy Bastian. So that one's not for sale. There's going to be a CGC one for sale, I believe. I think this might be one that's for sale. Curse Pirate Girl #1. It's just signed by Jeremy Bastian. 9.8 CGC. Gonna have to give me some money for that to let me go one of these. And this is another copy. This is Curse Pirate Girl #1. This one is an advanced copy. Signed for Challenger Comics in Chicago, number 4 of 200. No, 4 of 100. It was signed to Rose with Jeremy Bastian on front cover, and he's also signed and sketched on the interior front page. He did a sketch on the interior for me. So that one's definitely not getting sold. I asked him about it. He said it was like an advanced copy they gave out for people who supported his book, kind of thing. And then this is another copy. So one of these, that one or this one, I might have to see which one I like to cut the signature better on. That might be the one I want to. I think this is the first one I ever got signed by him. 1.8. So yeah, I got 4 of them. And then of course I got #2 and #3 first printing. I want to get the other printings. I always meant to get around to doing it, but get them signed, but never did. And then of course I got the Jeremy Bastian annual. Got like 5 of these. So yeah, so one of those Curse Pirate Girls signed by Jeremy Bastian CGC will be for sale if the price is right. And I love my Curse Pirate Girl, as you can tell. So it would be very hard for me to let go, but I would be willing to. So there's a lot of stuff in there. Guys, look through it. If there's anything you're interested in, let me know. I do have a bunch of, this is all the graded books I'm willing to sell, or maybe, those few. But I do have a lot of raw books that I'm going to be getting to. I think this is about all for the graded books, because I think I already went through all my graded books, and the ones I have left over, I think I want to keep and hold on to, which is a lot still, but they're graded books, and they're graded for a reason, most of them, because it's something, that I want to keep. But there is anything you guys are looking for that I might have raw, let me know. Maybe I have multiple copies of it. Maybe I have a copy. I just don't want it anymore. I don't care. And I'll let you know whether or not I have it. Over the next few weeks or the next month or so, I have to go through all my raw books. I have over 20,000 books, and I have to organize everything. I have mainly everything organized by publisher right now, but I have to go through and organize by alphabetical, by series, and so I can figure out which ones I have doubles of, which ones I want to keep, get the runs together. I just want to sell as a run, stuff like that. I have a lot of modern stuff and variant covers that I just want to get rid of. I don't really care about. I want to focus on Silver Age, Bronze Age, real key books, Golden Age. Maybe buy some more artwork. But yeah, guys. So anything you see, just shoot me a message. I'll show you for you guys who are interested. In case you don't have my, I had an email. But basically, I'll put it in the description below, my email address. Either you can direct message me here on YouTube, or you can shoot me an email. We can communicate that way. Okay, guys. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.